Robert Kiyosaki wants you to look rich, but what if that's the fastest route to broke? Find out why looking poor is the key to building lasting wealth and financial freedom in this video. It sounds strange, right? The secret to wealth is not looking wealthy, but hear me out, Kiyosaki. The guy who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad talks a lot about how important it is to build assets, things that make you money, but he also quietly suggests that keeping a low profile is just as crucial. Forget the flashy cars and the designer clothes. Real wealth, he says, is about what you don't see. It's about financial independence and having options. Think of it as being financially secure, not just appearing that way. Now, why is this looking poor thing so important? Well, first, it helps you avoid unwanted attention. When you're driving a fancy sports car, you're basically shouting, "Hey, look at me," and that can attract the wrong kind of attention, people trying to scam you, or even just constantly asking for money. It also protects you from overspending. Think about lifestyle inflation. As you earn more, you tend to spend more. A bigger house, fancier vacations, it all adds up. But if you focus on accumulating real assets instead of liabilities, you're actually building wealth, not just pretending. What's an asset? And what's a liability anyway? Kiyosaki keeps it simple. An asset puts money in your pocket and a liability takes money out. So, that fancy car, definitely a liability. A rental property that brings in income each month, that's an asset. The goal is to build up those income streams so you have more control over your finances. It also helps you separate needs from wants. We all want that new phone. But do you need it? By delaying gratification, that is. Putting off buying something now to save for something bigger later, you're training yourself to think long-term. It's about practicing thriftiness and appreciating what you already have. It is all about being frugal with your money. Now, Kiyosaki also emphasizes specific investment strategies. He's big on real estate, commodities like gold and silver, and things that can act as a hedge against inflation. He is particularly bullish on finding assets that can generate passive income. This all means you are making money while you sleep, but a word of caution, don't jump into anything blindly. Kiyosaki's advice can be a great starting point, but it's really important to do your research and, most importantly, speak with a financial planner. What works for Kiyosaki might not work for you. You need a personalized approach based on your own risk tolerance and financial goals. This is where the rubber meets the road in the world of financial independence and financial freedom. There is opportunity at every turn. Now, it's also worth mentioning that Kiyosaki has faced his share of criticism. Some experts have pointed out concerns about transparency and whether his strategies are really practical for the average person with limited resources. They also note that some of his methods can be quite risky. Again, that's why it's crucial to do your diligence and make sure you understand what you're getting into. And at the end of the day, what are we building to? To be able to leave the race for getting money as soon as possible and to retire early. That might sound crazy to some, but many people are leaving this rat race for long-term value. So how do you actually start looking poor? Well, it's not about actually being poor or being cheap. It's about focusing your spending. It means asking yourself some tough questions before you buy anything. Is this a need or a want? Will this bring lasting value to my life, or is it just a fleeting pleasure? Where are you parking your hard-earned capital? Wealthy people always invest in action. They know the value of learning skills. It's also about building confidence in yourself, separate from what you own. Your net worth doesn't define you. And the more you believe that, the easier it will be to resist social pressure to keep up with the Joneses. Think of money as a tool, not a trophy. Your real goal is economic productivity and financial security. So now, your job is to make choices and set new goals. And it always goes back to the basics with planning, strategy, and a budget. So what does this mean for things like driving a nice car and living in a gated community? Or anything that makes you think that you are the richest person ever? At the end of the day, a car is still a car, unless you have the financial means to back up your car. In addition, you want that home to be an asset and something that gives you, not takes from you. Which brings us back to Kiyosaki's core concepts. As you go down the road, a high income will only get you so far. Eventually something's going to give. So you always want to reinvest your money. So, are you going to fall to the ways of the consumerism and get tricked by the marketers? You get to use your OPM, other people's money, ACA debt, and loans, or are you not? Are you building towards financial freedom? Will you succumb to lifestyle inflation? With your earnings, are you planning on building high value, which means that you are going to be more careful and make choices with prudence? You should approach challenges head-on, take risks where the reward is good and avoid risks when it's not worth it. And focus on how you can earn more profit without having to become another gear in a mechanical system, or what some may call the Matrix. I hope this has made you consider a different perspective on making choices and protecting your capital. One area we didn't really dive into in this video is a better understanding and Research into better alternative to Kiyosaki advice on unnecessary losses. It would be a great research topic to better understand what that might entail and give more insight on whether it is best to buy stocks, bonds, or mutual funds based on the person's circumstances. Let us know your thoughts on building wealth. Do you think Kiyosaki is right? What are some of the biggest financial planning mistakes to avoid? And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Share it with your friends and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.